Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and we have a very special guest and a very special segment, dear viewers, that's full of beauty. And of course, when you think of palaces, European cities probably come to mind. But it's true, Cairo is home to quite a few beautiful palaces, ranging from the medieval Islamic to the Ottoman Baroque, French Rococo, and even Hindu-inspired. So if you're looking for something different to explore in Cairo and love the architecture, art, and history of palaces of the past, look no further than these 7 places open to the public. And in this context, dear viewers, we have with us a very distinguished guide who is a touristic expert and guide, Mrs. Dalia Ibrahim. A very good day, and it's a pleasure to have you with us in today's
my pleasure.
episode
Thank you.
of Nile Cruise. Of course, you heard my introduction.
Yeah.
Hope I said everything right, because there's a lot of French in it. I'm not good in French.
No, you did very well.
I'll never be good in French. So, could you tell us more about the beauty of the palaces that we do have in our country?
Sure. First of all,
of course, we're in one of the most
yes, we are in the Prince Muhammad Ali Palace in Al Manial today, in Manial Al Roda. It's a very lovely place with lovely gardens and rare plants. And I would like to tell you that Egyptians in engineering and architecture have been experts since the ancient times. Lovely palaces have been everywhere around the capitals of Egypt, like Memphis, and maybe some of you know that the meaning of Luxor, it's Al-Qusur, which means palaces. So the Arabs named it so because of the lovely palaces that were there, unfortunately demolished since the ancient Egyptian times. Now we come to another stop, the Greek and Roman times. They took Alexandria as their capital, and over there they did also lovely work, lovely palaces also that has been destroyed by earthquakes, by time. They are down, sunk in the sea today. We are digging now deep for them. Now we come back to Cairo, and we mostly know that Cairo is as old as 1200 years old, built by the Fatimids. Let's go all the way back to the famous Al-Mu'izz Street. You know that the famous Naguib Mahfouz, the Nobel Prize winner, wrote a famous novel called Between the Palaces, Bain al-Asrain. Yes. So over there were really 2 beautiful palaces, the Palace of the North, the Palace of the South, built for the Caliph Al-Mu'izz al-Din Allah, the first one to rule Cairo. After building it as a capital, unfortunately they are totally destroyed today. What remains in Al-Mu'izz Street is the Bashtak Palace from the Mamluk period. Now let's leave this area of downtown Islamic Cairo and go all the way to the Citadel. In the Citadel of Saladin, which dates back to medieval times, we have lovely palaces over there, administrative and residential palaces of the Sultan himself, mostly also demolished. But let's not forget to mention the role of the Ottoman Turkish family, Muhammad Ali Pasha and all his descendants. They started the rule in Egypt in 1805. From the Citadel, they took it as a place of administration and residence. Over there we have Al Jawhara Palace. We have also Al Harim Palace, which is now a military museum. It has a wide variety of weapons from all epochs of Egyptian history.
Nile Cruise was there and we covered it all.
Ah, good. And we have also Saray al-Adl, which was his ruling palace. Now after Muhammad Ali came his descendants, and the very well-known Khedive Ismail decided to move from the Citadel because it's really far away from everything. So he started initiating Abdin Palace downtown. Okay, and he got a French architect, and it's a huge, massive place, 2 floors big, and it's got more than 500 rooms. It's an exquisite place, really. You should go there as well. Yes. Now, moving from Abdin, we have also several beautiful palaces, also built by Khedive Ismail. We can go through the area of downtown, Al Dubara Palace. Let's go to Heliopolis. We have Al Ittihadiyya, Al Ubba. We have also the Baron Palace, which is the founder of Heliopolis. He's the main engineer who founded Heliopolis area. We have a Za'farana Palace.
What about Ismail Pasha Mufattish Palace?
Ismail Pasha Mufattish. No, I've never heard of it.
What is the significance of these palaces from your own perspective?
Well, it shows the lavish and the luxury life they enjoyed in those days, something like 200 years ago. It was a royal family. They got lovely masterpieces of work from different parts of the world. they appointed architects from France, from Italy, and they are celebrities in architecture, like Rousseau and like Lasciac, and they really did lovely work.
How do you view turning these palaces into museums?
Well, some are under the control of the Ministry of Culture, like we have Princess Aisha Fahmi Palace in Zamalek. It's now an art gallery. We also have Prince Amr Ibrahim Palace in Zamalek, very close to Marriott Hotel. It's also for ceramic and Islamic masterpieces. We have Mahmoud Khalil in Giza. It's a very, very nice place now, being restored by the Ministry of Tourism. It's also an art gallery of sculptures and paintings. So these are under control of the Ministry of Culture.
Ministry of Culture, not under the Ministry of Antiquities and
Of
Tourism.
course, yes. Restoration work, supervision, yes. But the Ministry of Culture handles the events.
Okay.
Art galleries, yes.
Yes, all the events that take
Yes,
place.
yes.
How do you view, of course, why did Aisha Fahmi Palace turn into a center of art?
Well, it's exquisite because of the architecture. When you go there, it's really mind-blowing with the colored glass windows, colored ceilings, and you know that the ambassador of Japan gave her a gift, an entire room made in Japanese style. So it's really breathtaking when you go there. The palace itself is an artwork. So if they put sculptures and paintings, it will not lessen its beauty. I mean, you can go and take a look at the lovely architecture inside. It's really mind-blowing.
Wonderful. How do you view holding cultural events in these palaces, of course?
I believe it's a good idea because the Ministry of Tourism really spends millions and millions of pounds on restoration, renovation work. You know, it's very, very costly to renovate artwork like arabesque, mashrabiyas, marble. This is really expensive.
Of course.
You know, something I should not really miss mentioning is being very proud that our restorers now are Egyptians, not Europeans like before. So this is one step forward for the Ministry of Tourism and the Supreme Council of Antiquities. And another step forward is having a revenue out of this place. If you spend money on the gardens and on renovation, why not have an income like, let me not forget to mention the famous Lebanese fashion designer, Eli Saab.
Of course.
He had a lovely fashion show a couple of months ago in Abdin Palace.
Yeah.
In the garden and in the main hallways. That was something exceptional.
Yeah,
we never had this out of the box ideas before.
Many people asked Dalia at that point, how did the people that attended this event, how did they get the invitations? Or was it a VIP
yes,
event?
it was privately organized through a very well-known real estate company. It's an Emirati one. And they had all the invitations given to celebrities, business people, and very well-known actors and actresses were part of the event.
It was an amazing event. The technology plays a main role in the multimedia presentation of museums. Would you shed more light on the role of technology in museums nowadays, please?
Sure, yes. First, cataloging, improving tourist facilities in the area. This is very important to make it like a hangout place. Not just that you are visiting a boring museum. No, you have to improve the lighting system, you have to improve the showcases, you have to improve like tablets where you can just touch the screen and get the knowledge. Even if you don't have a guide, you can have access easily to the information. We have also, the Ministry of Tourism has on their own website virtual tours. So this gives you a push, go there. Because in reality, you will see beautiful things, better than seeing it from the sofa at home.
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Yeah.
Also on Instagram, on YouTube, they depend on tourist bloggers, they depend on making like a quick ad on the place, you know?
Okay, Dalia, this brings me to a very important point, as you mentioned, Instagram. When this Abdin, of course, event took place, we figured out, or I figured out through many of my friends who posted on Instagram the event, and I watched it and I saw all of course of the event, and it was amazing and it was really eye-catching and was a very important spotlight in the history of Egypt.
Yes.
Because Abdeen Palace, when you make an event over there and it's a fashion designer,
never ever happened before.
Fashion designer all over the world,
Yeah.
so it's amazing. So then we're not going to Paris for a fashion design.
Exactly.
We're not going to the United Kingdom for a fashion design, but we're in Egypt, where we're actually introducing a design of a Lebanese designer. So it was really eye-catching. So through Instagram, how can we promote the idea of more touristic events and events like the event? Because we know nowadays that ladies, of course, are very important, and of course women empowerment is very important in Egypt. After President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, of course, nailed it and reasserted that women empowerment is one of the most important, of course, things that we should work on in the country here in Egypt. So the role of a woman today has become a turning point in Egyptian history. Through Instagram and through social media and Facebook, we should introduce these palaces more and more, and let more people know about them. And if Egyptians know about them, then it would through talking, through a word of mouth, it will be introduced to the of course West, and then tourists will come back and watch, because this is the job of ladies.
You are very right.
So
actually,
how could we introduce this on Instagram?
You can just
which has
follow
a very important soft power, which we have to use to introduce our
I understand you very well. Yes. Actually, just follow them on Instagram, Supreme Council of Antiquities and the Ministry of Tourism. They have videos every now and then, which is like a 1 minute video.
There is.
Yes, they go live for a 1 minute
Name
video.
them again, please, Dalia.
Ministry of Tourism. They have their own page on Instagram and Facebook. And they have a logo, they have a special logo.
Ministry of Tourism.
Yes, and the Supreme Council of Antiquities, Dr. Mustafa Waziri, he has his own personal page. They go live on videos every now and then from the site itself. Hello guys, good morning. We are here in the Prince Muhammad Ali Palace.
That's amazing.
Yes, Muhammad Ali Pasha Palace in Shubra, and it's going full renovation. Let me show you the fountain. Let me show you the ceilings, what we did. Say hello to the Egyptian workers who have been suffering with us for a couple of months here. And he introduces everyone, and he shows you before and after what happened. It's very live, very attracting, by the way. Let me also not miss telling you about concerts. We had a concert of Magda Rumi.
Yes, I heard.
In El Obba Palace Garden.
Yes, I heard.
Yes, and although it's a presidential palace, that was another,
yes, it was another
idea out of the box that happens for the first time, that you can have an access.
Dalia, when we come to discuss events that are taking place in Egypt when it comes to touristic events, it's obvious that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has been working very hard.
Very hard.
Of course, with the help of, we cannot deny Dr. Khalid Anin, the Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, which has been working so hard on many events, among which is the mummies that were moved to the Namek. We also had the opening of the Sphinx Road and the Road of Ram.
Looking forward to the gem opening now.
Of course, we're looking forward to the one of the turning points in Egyptian history, which is the inauguration of the gem, the Grand Egyptian Museum, which the entire world again. But this time it would be full capacity.
I think it's going to be iconic.
Yes, it's going to be iconic. Everybody is waiting for this very important point in Egyptian history.
We are trying to find out about tickets or how to attend from now.
That will continue our civilization, the Egyptian civilization of writing history, which will be the gem that we are all awaiting. And
actually this generation, they are writing history, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
It's
Yes,
all
we
Egyptian
agree.
work,
Yes,
Egyptian
of course,
effort, from the president down
that's
all
what I
to
wanted
the
to say.
youngest worker.
Yes, I had a
Yes.
guest in this episode. Of course, he's a touristic expert. I was discussing with him that a few days ago, or it was the World International Youth Forum, which was
Sharm el-Sheikh.
its 4th edition, of course, in Sharm el-Sheikh, which was, of course, a turning point. We also have the COP27, which is the climate change coming up.
Yeah.
So here in Egypt, events are taking everywhere. Museums, we have museums in Hurghada, we have museums in Sharm el-Sheikh,
Yes.
we have in
Kafr
el-Sheikh. So it's everywhere, actually, under the auspices and directives, of course, of President Abdel
They
Fattah
are
al-Sisi,
actually
who is
doing
paying,
amazing
too much
job because of the slowdown that happened during the COVID period.
Actually,
we were really doing
it is worth
fine.
mention that
Yeah.
compared to all the countries around the world, Egypt
Yes.
has defied Corona.
Yes.
It's worth mentioning. Corona is going on, but we are going on as well,
Yeah.
which is something
to
that
go
we have
Yes.
to be proud of,
Yeah.
actually. We did not close down like the rest of the countries.
No,
We kept
no.
on, we moved on.
I'm so happy.
Yes.
We are strong. We're still
We're
on our
Egyptians, we're the
feet.
pharaohs,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And this is a statement that the pharaohs will remain the pharaohs as long as we live. How do you evaluate the turnout of tourists to visit these palaces, and how do you attract more tourists to these historical places?
Well, up till this moment, only we depend on expats, the foreigners that work here, or we depend on school students, university students who are really specialized in architecture, in applied arts. They are the only visitors, and of course Egyptian
that's
families
not really good
and
news,
Egyptian
'cause
families.
we need
Yes.
more
Tourist agencies don't
yeah.
really put it well on the tourist
But
calendar.
how can we from here, how can we let tourist agencies put it seriously on the
The only way is to put a more extension to your night's stay in Cairo. I mean, only tourists are asked here to stay for a couple of days. One day pyramids, Saqqara, and the second day,
this has to change entirely.
yes, Citadel, museum, maybe the bazaar, Canal Khalili, and that's it. And run away
this map,
to
you
Luxor.
did not mention Muaz Street, which is one of the important touristic sites
I
here
know.
in Egypt.
They just take a quick glimpse when they go to the bazaar.
Okay, we have to, the map has to change.
Exactly.
Because everything has changed. We have
Exactly.
now a number of museums, we have a number of places, we have we have the pyramids, we have the Sphinx, we're the cradle of civilization. So and it's getting
I believe the only way is to put a calendar and events, certain events throughout the year.
The gem alone will need the 3 or 4 days.
Exactly,
that are on
we
the
need
list
time
now.
extension for them to stay longer to be able to see everything. Second, I mean, we can put on a calendar, on the tourist calendar, events. Let's make parades. Let's make, you know, like everywhere in Europe or Latin America, they make parades, they make musical concerts. Why don't we invite Rihanna or Pop Smoke?
Or when we go and visit Disneyland, there's a parade.
Exactly. I mean, we could really invite singers and make concerts here, paid by tickets, and make it in such lovely palaces like where we are. So this will grab tourists. Oh, I will book a ticket, of course, to see Pop Smoke or those rappers, you know, those famous singers, where all the youngsters are running after. And our country is really not that expensive. I mean, it's easy to get a ticket. It's easy to find a place in the hotel just to come and attend a concert for this celebrity. They will come, by the way. If we organize it in such places, they will come and see.
Okay, Dalia, reopening several museums emphasizes the unprecedented support that the state gives to the tourism and antiquities sector. Your intake on this, although we've mentioned a part of it.
Yes, renovation of museums. We said the Muhammad Ali Shubra Palace is the one on the go now. We have also El Sakakini Palace in Dahir area. The Baron Palace has been renovated a couple of years ago.
It's not a couple of years ago. It's the year before. It was for 2020 actually.
Yes, yes, a couple of years ago.
Of the impound
exactly,
took place,
and that was another big step forward. It has been neglected for ages.
it was amazing.
Yes,
it's
and
amazing
everyone
that
was.
the idea that they
We were
made it
screaming
all around
on the
Heliopolis
media.
and all
Yes.
around,
Why is
Masr
this place so
Al-Jadida.
neglected and haunted by ghosts? Come on, guys, improve it, please. And now you see it's a lovely gem of the area. And
Yes, the location where it's very close to the airport.
And Heliopolis,
and Heliopolis and Masr
Egyptian
Al-Jadida
residents, yes. And it's a nice hangout spot. We have very nice cafes, and it's a very nice place now. Yeah.
So, of course, Dalia, Ibrahim, what do you have to say about Cairo is home to quite a few beautiful palaces to end our interview?
Well, Cairo is a lovely city, and it's very cosmopolitan. You get the taste of ancient Egypt, you get the taste of Greek, Roman, Christian, Islamic palaces of different styles of architecture, like you said in the beginning, classical architecture, Islamic, Baroque, French, Italian. We have lovely treasures all around the city, and I invite everyone to come.
We hope everyone comes to Egypt with this
grab the chance on any national day like today and get the family and see the places. It's really worth it.
Yes, Dalia, it is a pleasure to have all Westerns and everybody from all around the world to come to our country, Egypt, to watch every single detail in Egypt, because everything in Egypt is different than anywhere else.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere, all around the world.
Yeah.
Even the people of Egypt, I'm not, not because I'm Egyptian, but realistically, when you go visit the United Kingdom, for example, or any country, you don't find the people as nice and as
warm
helpful and as
welcoming
warm and as tender and passionate as the Egyptian people. We are really kind people that want people and love to be surrounded by people. So we
the way they approach tourists. Let's take a picture.
Regardless of the idea that we take advantage of tourists sometimes, which is a habit that, of course, by time we're going to learn.
It will fade. It will fade.
To overcome.
More awareness, more education, all these bad habits will fade.
Yes, Dalia, of course, beautiful palaces in Cairo was our theme, of course, today, and what we discussed with you. And of course, it was a pleasure, and your informative knowledge, of course, and your very interesting interview added so much value to our program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dalia Ibrahim, for joining us in this segment of Nile Cruise.
I was so happy to see you back again today.
Thank you so much.
We haven't met in 5 years.
Thank you so much, Dalia. 5 years. Many things have happened.
Exactly.
In this whole 5 years.
No, I was so happy to see you back again today.
It's my pleasure. It's my utmost pleasure, and thank you very much for joining us in this very important interview in this very amazing place, which is the Nile Palace Museum. That, of course, is pride to all Egyptians, to you, to me, and to everyone that's watching us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This was this segment of Nile Cruise. Stay tuned. We'll be back again.